Number 2, the drop-down transom. I think that's a really cool, neat idea. You can have the ability to add, a fighting chair if you'd like.
The one-piece glass.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going. And there's a lot of fishing tournaments down in Costa Rica.
Yes. That's going into bloopers.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Welcome to another episode of the Southern Boating Podcast. I'm Ian Sneed.
I'm James Anderson.
And today we're going to be talking about two subjects. We're going to be talking about the Horizon V77 fishing cockpit. And we're also going to be talking about fishing in Costa Rica. But before we do that, two quick announcements. One, if you haven't heard, it's time to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's right. Yeah. Subscribe to our video podcast before we get started, before you forget. The second announcement.
Click now. That's what you need to do.
Yes.
Click subscribe.
Yes. The second announcement is this weekend, as you're watching this, there's an event going on. It's a nonprofit event, Crossing for Cystic Fibrosis. And it's meant to bring awareness and also to raise funds in order to help people and families affected by cystic fibrosis. And what these people do is to participate in this, they go down to Bimini, and I think at midnight on Saturday, they start paddleboarding all the way up to Lake Worth, Florida.
Across to Lake Worth.
So they're crossing the Gulf Stream and paddleboarding. So it's a team of 3 paddleboarders that'll go up there. They have a lead boat for safety, and it's an incredible event. Our good friends at Pursuit actually have somebody that is participating in this crossing. And, because of that, Pursuit actually has their S378 as a lead boat for that team, which is, I think, incredible. So props to you, Pursuit, for participating in something this awesome. And not just that, but we're going to be there on Sunday.
Correct.
To enjoy the festivities. So Lake Worth Beach from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I know Celsius, I think it's the Live Fit. They're one of the sponsors of the event. So there's going to be plenty of energy drinks, which means there's going to be a lot of energy, which means there's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great time. If you go to their website, which I'll link in the description, you'll see how it's been in the past so that you know what to expect when you come and join us to celebrate all these paddleboarders and the hard work that they're doing to bring awareness to those affected by cystic fibrosis. And you can still donate. So links, again, in the description.
Definitely. Come out and enjoy the day with us. Support the cause. Support those that are participating. And let's have a good time.
Let's do it. All right.
Absolutely. Let's get on to the first one, the New Horizon. So this started with our lovely managing editor, Bonnie, getting invited to go over to Taiwan to experience this new boat that they've built. Right?
Yeah.
This new yacht.
And so it was a 36-hour trip, including layovers and whatnot.
It's not an easy.
Imagine being in a plane or in an airport for 36 hours straight.
No, thank you.
Yeah. And Bonnie was like, let's do this. And jumped on board and
she did.
And went over to Taiwan and experienced the full facility. Right.
Yeah. She got a tour of all of their facilities, plus got to experience the new Horizon V77 CMY.
Right. And so that's what we want to talk about. Focus in on a little bit and right here, right now, because Bonnie wrote up a great piece for our June issue. Fantastic. Goes into very good detail about what this vessel offers you. And I think the most interesting thing is this is the 10th hull of this model, but it's the first with a fishing cockpit for the U.S. market, right?
Yes.
And that's the interesting piece, is the way they went about doing it in order to give you the opportunity to enjoy fishing as a fisherman, as opposed to as a side idea, a secondhand idea.
It marries the two together. So you can have your beautiful motor yacht that's also well-versed as a fishing motor yacht or a sport fishing boat, which is really nice because let's face it. I mean, not everybody wants to be strictly on a sport fisherman or strictly on a motor yacht. They want to participate in both activities. And how do they go about doing that? And this really accomplishes that for you. So you can have the best of both worlds, which I thought was very interesting. And the more that I read this article, the more I'm enthused by this.
Are you reading it right now?
Actually, I've read this article about 4 times.
I was going to say, because I'm sure you were telling me stuff about this.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think this is a really cool idea. So props to Horizon for doing this and designing this new boat. I think it's just, because for me, I would enjoy fishing, right? But at the same time, I love relaxation and being able to go out and relax.
Right.
And I can truly see this boat offering both those amenities, being able to fish and do some sport fishing, and as well as being able to use it as a motor yacht. And just the luxuries that it comes with is unparalleled. And, it's, I got to tell you, if I had the funds, bye.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's a very impressive yacht, 100%. And it's funny, in my head, as I was reading it, some of the descriptions made me think like, okay, I could see myself enjoying champagne and caviar and sunbathing on the sunbeds. Right? And then the next weekend, inviting my boys that I grew up with to go out fishing on this.
Exactly.
And like,
right.
They have a modular cockpit furniture, which creates space for outriggers or other amenities. The actual
so you can
transom
take the furniture away.
Right.
The transom drops down.
Yep.
Which is really interesting.
Right, because you could use it as a swim platform, or
it's got live wells.
Yeah.
It's got place for rods. It's got rod holders that are wired for electric reels. It's got everything you need.
Yeah. So you could literally flip a switch and go from enjoying luxury to enjoying fishing. Not worried about, can my vessel pull this off? It 100% was made to pull that off.
Exactly right. It was engineered with this in mind.
Yes.
And that's what's so great about it.
And I just want to make one quick point. The most important takeaway, I think, I forget who says it. I forget if it's the CEO or one of the designers, but the most important takeaway that Horizon wants you to take from this is the word reliability. You know that they're going to provide you a reliable vessel because they care. But when it came to designing this, there's a quote in there about how the customers are the best designers because they're the ones using the boat. So this was done based off of the feedback they were getting.
Right. And that quote was John Liu. You got it right.
Yeah. And so that is 100% reliability. Reliability, one, that they're going to listen to you. Right. Two, that they're going to put in the best effort to give you the best product. And three, when you receive that product, you're going to be proud with what you received.
He did. His quote was, "I always say that the best designer is the customer because they use the boat." So, I mean, there's everything in this boat is number one, stunning. They talk about the reason that Horizon does so well, and part of it is the speed that they can manufacture a boat, which is really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
The reliability. So the boat can be great for fishing, great for entertaining, great for cruising. Just, it is a well-versed boat, and I'm excited to see it in person.
Yeah,
I'm
me
very
too.
jealous that Bonnie
got to see it,
and see it in person, because at first I was a little skeptical, and now I am definitely not, and very inquisitive to see this on my own.
Agreed.
So I really look forward to seeing this in person. The next thing we're going to go over is
fishing in Costa Rica.
Great destination.
So when I saw this, I immediately volunteered to go
Why
test.
am I not surprised?
Do you need one of us to go to Costa Rica to see what the layout is? I will do it. So Skip, if you're watching, feel free to send me to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica is such a unique country and place to go. It's very, very tropical. It has some of the best fishing in the world.
What I love about it, real quick, is the fact that you have Costa Rica being in Central America. You have the Pacific waters and access to the Caribbean.
Right. It's one of the few countries like Panama that has both Pacific and the Gulf.
Yeah.
And that offers you a wide variety. But not only that, it's not just the saltwater and sport fishing, it's also freshwater fishing.
Yep.
So whatever type of fishing you like to do, Costa Rica's got it for you.
Yeah, I wrote down a list of fish that are in the article. Billfish, tarpon, roosterfish, marlin, dorado, tuna, wahoo, sailfish, snapper, snook. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's for everybody. Costa Rica is fishing for everybody. That's what I took from it.
Every last little thing you can want to catch really is in Costa Rica. I mean, it's almost kind of like Florida, right?
Yeah,
it's like
really.
do a lot. There's a lot of different varieties of fishing you can be doing.
One thing I took was getting to Costa Rica, right? There's two ways you could do it. You can cruise yourself. If you wanted to go to the Caribbean side, if you're coming from anywhere from the East Coast, then it's pretty easy. But if you wanted to get to the Pacific side, then you got to cross the Panama Canal,
right?
Which I thought would be a very fun experience to do in your own vessel. Right.
Absolutely. Get to experience the locks and so forth as you go over and cross. Yeah, that would be cool.
And so one thing I know about the Panama Canal is that any vessel that crosses, you have to pay to cross. And essentially they charge you based off of the weight that you would be able to carry like commercially. Right. So whatever that is, they have, they'll tell you right up front, oh, it's this much based off of your vessel. And so you just pay that, and then you get to cross the Panama Canal, and then you hop over to the Pacific side of Costa Rica.
Right, or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
From the other way and going to the Gulf.
Going to the Gulf. I thought that was incredible. And then the other way to get to Costa Rica for fishing is obviously you fly in, stay at a resort, you stay at a marina, so that you can charter for fishing.
Right. And in this article, it goes over, I think, 4 different resorts?
Five
different resorts. So 5 different resorts that you can actually go to that have marinas, have fishing charters at those marinas.
And this article tells you the size vessel that each of these marinas can fit. One of them, I think, is up to 300 feet.
Correct.
So you can have a sizable vessel and still find a place for your vessel. Right. Like, it's, I think, fantastic that resource is there for
absolutely.
Our readers.
And there's a lot of fishing tournaments down in Costa Rica.
Yes.
So, it's obviously, if there's fishing tournaments there, there's big game fish.
Yep.
It's
a good spot
to go. And besides that, it's beautiful. It's tropical. If you live up north, maybe it's someplace you want to go in the winter.
Because it's year-round fishing in Costa Rica.
Exactly right. It is a tropical climate.
Yeah. So a few things. There's some resources in here, things to keep in mind. For example, Costa Rica has regulations to conserve marine resources and promote sustainable fishing, which means that there are some catch and release for certain vulnerable species. But then also, when it comes to getting a fishing license, it tells you there's 3 different types, 1 to 8 day, a 30-day, and a year-round. So if you're a frequent visitor of Costa Rica, you probably want the year-round. Extended stays, you probably want the 30-day. And if it's just for a short trip, the 1 to 8 day. Makes it really easy. But if you're chartering, then the charter captain oftentimes will take care of it for you. Exactly. It makes it much easier.
That, I believe you can do it online too. So they make it even easier.
Yes.
So, listen, Costa Rica is not only a beautiful country, but a well-versed country for travel and knowing how to attract travelers. So they're doing a great job.
Yes, absolutely.
And listen, I'd love to go to Costa Rica. So if Skip's sending you, he's got to send me.
Well, yeah, we could do a podcast live from down there is what we could do.
That would be great. We can go to Los Sueños.
But hey, Skip, you could be our camera guy too, right? So
we can all go.
We just all go to Costa Rica.
Exactly right. Works for me, man.
So a few takeaways. We'll leave any relevant links possible, including the links to the 5 locations that are mentioned in this Costa Rica article. We'll leave all of that in the description. And I know me saying that just means I'm putting more work on myself, but that's okay. I don't mind, as long as you guys are happy. So that's what matters. So I'm going to put all relevant links in the description below. Feel free to scroll down and check it out. Right?
Perfect.
Yeah. And that's everything for today.
So I'm James Anderson.
I'm Ian Sneed.
Make sure to check in with us next week. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Is that recording audio? That's going into bloopers.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, you better not.
That's why.
But I like breathing. It helps me live.
Does it? It keeps you alive. I don't know if it helps you live. There's a distinction there. Alive is an adjective.
Alive is an yeah.
Don't ask
All
me.
Right, I give in.
Don't ask me why I care so much more about this stuff since I started working here.
Because we make you focus on it now. But that's the fun part. You're learning a whole new skill set. Having to focus on the English language.
Oh, I was like, speaking English? How is that a new skill set? Hi, my name is Juan. Like, is that how I came? I'm confused. Bro, when somebody says like, hey, you want tacos? And then they give me ground beef, to call that a taco is almost insulting to my soul.
You ready?
I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready.
Sure you're ready?
I'm sure I'm ready.
So you can lead in?
Yes.
Like always.
like always.
All right, let's get it on.
Let's do it.